just want you to introduce yourself as we are meeting first time.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. So my name is Ravindra Singh. I'm from Madhya Pradesh. I have done my graduation, and nowadays I'm preparing for some couple exams, and simultaneously I'm running on my YouTube channel. If I'm talking about my hobbies, so my hobbies are playing cricket, watching movies, reading books, and I love traveling. So that's this is my shorted tone. Yeah.
Okay, it's great. Right, sound great. So myself, my name is Poonam Shukla, and I am a housewife. I am postgraduate, and I have been living in Delhi from last 25, I think more than 20 years. And as if I talk about my hobbies, I like to travel like you and like to read books. That's it. It's a small intro. And I am running my YouTube channel. Name is English with Shuklaeen.
Okay, nice. That's really good. And yes, like because you are doing something different and you keep your journeys, that's really good. So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so yeah, so how to start your English journey? Any story behind any story for your starting journey?
No, there is no story behind like why did I start this journey. It's very common because we know that English is a global language and everybody want to learn in order to make themselves confident also and to you can handle any kind of people all over the world. It's the easiest way to have a conversation with all over the world. That is the main reason. And the second reason was I would like to say that was my daughter because I just wanted to give an atmosphere to my daughter so that she can grow up in that atmosphere without she can talk anyone without getting hesitated and she would not face that kind of problems which I am facing, still I am facing in terms of communication, especially language, English language. So that was the only reason.
Yeah, that's really good. You told me because first is your state environment for your daughter. That's really
Yeah.
good because nowadays is a big problem every student. Because if you are able, if you want to learn English, but in your around in your area, you want to find it environments. So that time you know how to find it partner, then you doing practice. So that's really good. You create environment for your daughter, for your children. So that's really good.
Yeah, I have only 9 years daughter, and it's helping. If you have the environment at your home, so you don't need to go anywhere else. You can start with your home, and you can explore many things after that. So that was the reason.
Yes.
So as you told me that you are doing preparation for competitive exam, I just want to
Yeah.
ask you a question related to that.
Yes.
As everyone is talking that there is unemployment, youth are not getting job. So do you really
Yes.
feel that the number, what is the number of aspirants are taking part in such kind of competitive exam? Are they really worthy to be a part of such kind of exam? Are they really good enough, or they are just filling forms? Like there are n number of people come and they after some
Mm.
time doing some preparation, they say that government is not doing anything and we are not getting employment. So it's really like so because you are a youth, you can relate it with quite well.
Yes, yeah. You actually, no, you first you told me like a number of feelings is a no huge of amount nowadays because every person is fill the forms. So actually competitions only like I know 20%, 30% peoples because 20 and 30% peoples are doing a no high really preparation, and the 50% peoples only fill the forms like for example any people's doing a job any people's some people's doing any work but when the really government release vacancy and they fill the forms and some students only check out only for doing check how paper come given papers are coming so no so many people are only different categories only like 20 to 30% only 40% people are doing really hard work only 40% students are doing really no such a hard work only preparing for that type of exams.
Means if overall conclusion being out of 100, 40% are really working to get that job and they are paying attention and they are putting effort to get there. Less than
Yes.
60% are those who are just give it a try. कि हो सकता है luck काम कर
Yes.
जाए. Maybe they are
Yes.
approachable enough. They have lots of money. They can give the bribe and the donation kind of things they can do. So what do you think when the people like for 60%, when they come and they get job and the people like rest 40% who are really capable and who are eligible for those jobs, they don't get job. So what kind of impact such kind of frustration leave in our society?
Actually, there's a very high pressure of in our now youth persons, because every our if I'm talking about our society only give a respect only government sector. No, our mindset, our thinking level is only if you are doing a government job, so you are a very knowledge person, you are doing a hard person, you are a genuine person, okay? And apart from all in private sector, yeah, if you are doing any small business, so that time you as society people's only saying that this is not doing no hard study, doing hard work, and not really focus on study. That's why he's doing some work. He's getting he's find a private job. He's doing a small business. So that type of thinking in mind. So that's why every people want a government sector. We realize that lots of students only fill the forms only for respect because government society will not give so that's why I'm preparing for some in the government sector.
So next question, if you want to, just like people say there is unemployment, government is not doing anything. Do you really believe that it's true, or it's we are not trying to? We are just running behind the government job, and there are n numbers of opportunities. I know these could be risky when you start your own business and startup. You have some kind of problem you may face, but if you continue, you can get success. So is it true and it would be fair कि अगर हम ये बोलते हैं government is not doing something, so how can the government give
Actually,
n number of jobs every people? So is it fair or not?
actually, you are right. But if I'm talk about government in the hand everything. Okay, government is the king of our society. So if a government give up some facilities for private sector like salary, working hours, less pressure, so people's also not preparing for government sectors. He's also happy. He's become happy in a private sector, but government not focus in a private sector. Government not give give facilities for business like a small business like loan facilities, some support when your business like no destroy. So
I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. I can understand whatever because my husband is also working in a private organization. So this
yes,
could be a better way. We know that government can't give that much job which people are seeking for. There are n numbers and population is getting higher and higher day by day. So government can't
yes,
increase and they cannot provide everyone government job. So I personally also believe what government can do. Government can make some kind of rules and regulations for the private sector. At least there
yes,
should be some kind of stability should be there. Some kind of
yes,
stability
means
should be
actually
there.
yes,
Yeah, there
yes,
should be
means
some kind of
government.
yeah.
Mm,
Let me. There should
yeah,
be a kind of a compulsion that there should be increment every year. At least it should
yes,
be not more than 10, but there should be an increment. Because I have observed, I have also faced, if I talk about my husband, there was a phase he didn't get any salary or increment for more than 2 years. It happens. I personally believe, as you told, that government should make such kind of rules for the private organization so that the people get more motivation and they would try to move
yes.
toward the private sector.
Yes, at least governments should take some percentage for a private sector. That time government take any decision. You please not give a high pressure for employee. Please give us some increments. Please time leave give a leave time to time when you employees want a leave because it's also like a care our families. So that type of when a private sector gives some facilities industries. So that's the main reason. Every person preparing for some competitive exams because and society, our society mindset also same thing. If you are like
Yeah.
peon for any, if you are become peon for any government sector. So that's time like you are become IAS. So this is a
Yes, yes, yes.
thinking of our society mind.
I can totally relate because I also belong to UP, and UP and MP is not quite different in terms of such kind of
Yes.
mentality. I can feel because there is a, if you are peon in a government organization, and if you are, GM in a private organization, they are in the same place, and maybe peon is more than, you will get more respect. Yeah, what I was telling that in UP is also like if you are a peon and if you are GM in other company, so you would be lesser than a peon. A peon will get more dowry and more respect because he's a government employee. So such kind of mindset
Yes.
we are having. It happened. I can feel it, and I'm also from UP. So UP, Bihar, and MP. These kind of state is still running behind the government job. But now, like place like
Yes.
Delhi, Bangalore, people's mentalities are getting changed day by day. They are preferring private job more than the government job. And the second reason is they
Yes.
can pay that much. They can pay to make their kids MBA for the CS, IS, such kind of things they can do. So I want to just ask you, if you got an opportunity, if you become a prime minister for one day, or if you were a prime minister, what kind of changes would you like to do in terms of employment?
Actually, in my opinion, I'm saying when I become prime minister, so first of all, actually I'm banned for every like when in our family, if you are friend, okay, so when you searching for your for girls, no, for girls your any son-in-law, so I ban it. Government employee not sorry, actually that every person want son-in-law only government. So that time I doing the ban. Any person if you are want to government son-in-law, so it's not able to in our society. This is my first step for in our society when I become a prime minister
Okay, you are talking
because
on taking yourself behalf. I think you should think little bit broader. I'm just asking you if you are a prime minister. That is the main concern. I can understand. You may be facing that. If you will not get the job, you will not get the good girl, and you will not get that much dowry. I can
yes,
understand. But if
yes,
you get a
yes,
chance to change something in our, in terms of getting employment, and if you want to make employment better, so what kind of policy you will make?
yeah, actually I'm saying when I become a prime minister in one day, so first of all, I take a decision for I focus on the private sector and the business because when every person want become a businessman, but if you have no money, if you have no skills, that time you not take a step for a business. So I focus on private sector in a business because in two sectors, if you are focused, so that time you give a lots of you give a job, lots of persons, and I take a decision for I'm giving some facilities for private sectors like increment for every people and give a time to time increment.
Okay, I got your point. Means you will create more atmosphere for self-employment. You will give funding to them so that they can start their own startup and they can do business. And the second point you told that you will make some kind of policies so the private sector will not, what would I say, they would not pressurize their employee that much the way they are
Yes,
pressurizing. These are the two things. And the more important thing, you will ban if somebody will ask for the government employee as a son-in-law.
yes, yes.
Okay, you will
This
ban
is
it.
the point.
Okay, nobody should
Yes,
ask,
because
you know.
no, yes, because this is a society give a pressure because every person in our society, for example, not even you and me, our also family and relatives also. If you search, only want for us government employee for your sister, for your daughter, and make an environment, create an environment. If you want a government job, so that time your life will become a very beautiful and you become like a genius. So this is the impact of mindset in your mind, in your health. So if you're not to make like that type of situation, so every person has make a own life, make own decision. Yeah, this in our society make a environment only for government. So that's the main reason for every student.
So one thing I just another question. If you are saying that government should give some kind of benefits or should make some kind of policies for the private sector. So do you are also looking for the same kind of benefit and same kind of, laziness like government sector we used to observe. If you go in a government sector, it is very hard to get done anywhere from them without bribe or without, delay. So don't you
Yes,
think
yes.
that if government will do such kind of interference, government will do such kind of not that much. I'm not talking. It should make
Mm.
some kind of policies, but the atmosphere of the private sector will change like a government sector. So don't you think that our whole entire country will be back somewhere else? Because if you compare private banks with the government banks, now things are getting changed, quietly changed. It's not like that earlier it used to be. Whenever you used to go central bank, people you will find all the employees on the lunch, tea break, lunch break.
Mm.
It happen every time. But if you go to private bank, you will get the prompt reply. So they have a
Yes.
kind of pressure. They can be terminated. So I believe it should be there the way it is like the way, but there should be a kind of restrict policies in terms of increment. It should be it not should be more than but there should be at least 5% increment should be mandatory, and there should be kinds of leave mandatory, and the times are should be mentioned. For the lower class, it is quite restricted. For the lower class, you cannot go beyond the limit, and you have to pay overtime. But the like people like who are in the clerk, who are in GM, so they are facing a lot of kind of pressure. So I think
Yes, yes.
we, we cannot change, but what we can change as the youth like you should try to change your relative or your parents' perspective. We
Mm.
cannot change it in a day.
Yes, yes.
I know it's not, it's
Yes.
quite different, and it
Okay.
is rooting day by day. It is grabbing our society day by day,
Yes. Yeah, you're
not
right.
lying.
You're right. Actually, yeah, this is not changed to like a cup of tea. But yeah, after sometimes, if I'm over mentality. So after my family, my relatives, they slowly changes and bring the change for our society, our relatives. That's really good. But yeah, and you told me also it's not about in a employee or not a giver like hard policies, but it's right because compared to a private bank and compared to like government bank is very different. So yeah, that's good. But yeah, it's not a change to high hard policies, but at least give us some no increment, some give money, some health issues. So that time you give some relaxation for your employee. Every person is want a government sector because he's become a laziness. One time you won't find a job. So after that you become
You
relaxed
don't
for
need
the
to do
40 days. You
anywhere.
become yes. You not do up to date yourself and all times become you not day by day you become a laziness and every time
So
is only like so that's the main reason.
so that I can conclude it with this, like it's not only relatives or family pressure, it's we also want some kind of
Yes,
relaxation. It's we cannot only
relaxation.
force. If we cannot force say
Mm.
that if people are telling me and I have my girl, parents pressure and society pressure because I will not get good girl. The reason
Yes,
behind
yes,
in inwardly our mindset is also set. Once I get the government job, my life is sorted. I don't need to do any
yes.
kind of work. I don't need to pay any kind of pressure. So last question, my last question. Okay, now if you are free from your society, if you are free from your parents, आपका parents बोलते हैं जाओ बेटा जी लो अपनी जिंदगी, whatever you want to do, government, private, whatever. So what would you choose?
So that time he's also choosing the government sector because compared to private sectors, government also give facilities. Only not like a, I'm told you. And when I become prime minister, that time I'll take steps or give some facilities for in a private sector in a business because when you give no facilities for compared to government sector, so any person is not wanting a government job because only things are like a no allowances benefits, medicals, home allowance. This is the main reason. And work is also very less. And not any target, give a target for a government service. That's the main reason for every person is want for a government service.
So overall, we can say it's our mindset. It's not about parent pressure. In our pressure also, we are creating the atmosphere. I can say because we are thinking that we will not get that kind of opportunity in the private job. What kind of benefit we are going to get in the government job?
Yes, yes, yeah. You compare to any job. And because you also will have to one time you
So
find
don't
a
you
job, so then
think we are some? Don't you think we are somewhere restricting ourselves to getting grow except the government job because there is a fixed job, fixed salary, and you can do much better if you have your creative mind and you can do with your some business you can do also if you got opportunity. If your parents are giving you freedom to do, still you are choosing the job, and I can see a kind of pressure in your face. Now you are in lot of pressure. You have to get the government job in order to get a good life. So why you are not choosing it to be a entrepreneur or be a small businessman? So can you can showcase your talent, and that's the plus point. The more you work, the more you get.
yes, you are right. But actually, you know that if I'm going to in a for business, so that time I need more money. And you know that if you have money, but a company and sorry for people's easily not trust easily for your product. You give a very long time, like a 2 year, 3 year, after 5 years in business. If you are doing business after 5 years, when you the people doing a trust slowly, 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 and then you become a business like a earn the money in business. It is because the and business is also all times unstable. And it is not like say, okay, after 5 years, after 10 years, your business is running on very well. It's not sure, insure. In like when you get a profits, okay, but if you have loss, so that how to maintain yourself and your life. So that's the main reason also.
I can understand. We are in the minds of we just want the security because we are not that
Yes,
rich enough. We don't have that kind of funding and we don't have that kind of backup so that we can survive without earning for 2 or 3 years. If you are running a business, it's very much required to, don't think about earning for at least for 1 year. You have to just pay.
yes,
And after 1 year, you will start getting the things, or more than maybe 1 year or 2 years. But as you have
yes,
started your YouTube channel, that kind of things were in your mind, but you started it. You took
yes,
this
yes.
challenge, and simultaneously you are growing. You are getting people. You are talking. So it's my opinion, if you try, if you can create a YouTube channel, you can face such kind of things. So you can also do the business. It's up to you and
Yes.
the main our conditions, our society, our finance situation, that matter a lot. So I think with this note, I would just like to wind up this session. It's going to be too long.